everyone, Caren here, and welcome to today's Little White Lie. The Little White Lie is a movement about loving the age that you're in. Each week, I invite my guests to share their stories, expertise, their tools, their tips on how we can all embrace our authentic self, talents, and gifts, and say yes to embracing our little white lie. If you're here on replay, I'm delighted you're here on replay. There's no time like the present to start putting your comments down right in the conversation, because this conversation continues long after the live is live. So we encourage you to put your comments down there as well. And something new this week, because I'm always forgetting to ask, go ahead and share this broadcast out to your network. We'd love to have more people on. The more the merrier. I love it. And don't forget, it's time to connect on thelittlewhitelie.com. Go ahead and check out the site. We have all the posts, all these amazing shows with these amazing experts. Join me. So, time for the reveal, everyone, because, and I was just talking to my guest before the show, I'm having difficulty with my lighting because of this. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal. I have this little halo thing going on over here, and the light is bouncing off the top of my head. So in the next few weeks, you're going to see me experimenting with lights. Anyways, today's topic is lifestyle. And we're asking the question, how do you want to design your life from this day forth? And I'm really happy to invite our special guest on today, and I'm going to bring her on in a second after I introduce her. Her name is Darla Claire. She's a lifestyle architect. I love that. I love the name, lifestyle architect, and success coach with certifications in timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, and NLP life coaching. She's an entrepreneur with over 30 years working in the business, and she is passionate about inspiring women entrepreneurs and teenage girls on the journey of self-discovery, lifestyle solutions, and success strategies for peace, passion, and prosperity. And so I bring in Darla. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Caren.
So I'm going to go ahead and put some comments up here. We've got, well, let's see. We've got a happy Thursday from Roy. Happy Thursday to you, Roy. And again, we want to encourage you to comment in there because I'm going to throw your comments up here. So let's just jump right in. The question is, how do you want to design your life from this day forth? So the question just begs for me to ask, can we actually design our life?
Absolutely. One of the things that I think that happens, though, most people don't even give much thought about designing or even lifestyle. That was a big question for me. It's like, I didn't even think about having a certain lifestyle. I was just living my life in the way it was. And then I had a couple of big events that happened to me, and I had to make some new choices. And it's like, what am I going to do? And one of the things that really had an impact on me, which is a book that has been out for quite a while, is The 4-Hour Workweek with Tim Ferriss.
Oh, I love that book.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I been doing all these years? I've been working or, raising a family, just whatever it was, and not giving any thought to what I wanted to do. And, until I was thrown into, I had to make some big decisions, cause I got a divorce and in my 50s, and all of a sudden, without a parachute, having to design a life. And so, we can design a life. I'm proof of it. Designing a great lifestyle and not settling for the norm.
I love that. So, I mean, what are some of the roadblocks that you think we get hit at as we get older? And what do we do when we hit the roadblocks?
Well, the biggest roadblock is our mind, right? It's 100%. It's the way we think and what we've been taught. And especially when you get older, and I had to deal with the same thing. It's like, well, now I'm too old to get a job, or I'm too old for somebody to want my services and things like that. But you know what? It's all in our mindset. So one of the things I have people do is actually think about, it's kind of like doing an emotions, take the temperature of your emotions. Where are you with your emotions? What could possibly be stopping you from doing the things that you want to do? And the main 5 emotions that people have that they can maneuver their lives around because they don't want to deal with them, or it lets them affect their businesses and what it is that they want to do. It's, fear. There's all sorts of all sorts of kinds of fear, anger, hurt, sadness, sorrow, guilt, those things. And the big one is limiting belief about our age. And frankly, when we have the right mindset, age really isn't a factor anymore.
Right.
It just doesn't, it's not a factor.
I mean, that's such an important fact that you're stating. And Nancy Ferrari says, amazing how big decisions can push us out of our comfort zone and then not setting for the normal. Thank you for sharing. We are never too old. And I'm going to put one more comment up because they're great. It's called Stinking Thinking and Junk in the Trunk. I love it.
I love the junk in the trunk. No, absolutely. And the stinking thinking and the feeling that we're too old, those are so common for people. But the good news is that we can change our mindset. It's pretty easy. And just believing that you can have the life that you want. Maybe, and I know that for myself, I don't have the same wants that I wanted 20 years ago, or the same values that I had 20 years ago. As we get older, certain things are more important than they used to be. So, and the key is just not to beat yourself up and just start actually just thinking about it. What kind of lifestyle would you like? I don't want to go skydiving anymore, but I would love to go to, go to a trip to Italy and, tour the vineyards.
Or Mexico.
Hey, Mexico, that's coming up this weekend for me. So, yeah.
So
exactly.
is there some trick that you can just share with the viewers right now, something that right now they can do in terms of their mindset in designing their life?
Well, one of the things is actually just even like I mentioned is to kind of take a temperature or just kind of be mindful and think about how do you feel about things? And it's like, what are you telling yourself that you can or can't do? So if you're saying, well, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my 60s, and I want to take a holiday, but I don't know how I can do it. I can't do it. When you start telling yourself you can't, that's where just start taking note of your self-talk, because that's the beginning of being able to change and being able to design a life that you want. And just like, don't settle for being just the way things are. If you have a passion or if there's something that you want to do, start doing it. Just taking steps, one step at a time, and start doing it. And it's amazing what can happen when we, and I don't actually think that affirmations really help too well. So if you've got something, a fear that's been with you, or something that's been with you for a really long time, and some people say, go ahead and push yourself through it, use that fear to push. I don't like to use anything negative to push me. I want to have my picture out there in front that I'm going after, and then it happens. But when we let things negative push us, it's pretty temporary. So but being mindful about how we're thinking and just getting to know yourself. A lot of people just go through life and they believe everything they think, and question your limiting beliefs that you have.
So let's ask our viewers, either on replay or later on, or that is later on, right? Replay is later on. Now or replay. What are you settling for? What are you having limiting beliefs that maybe you are stopping yourself from moving forward? Go ahead and put them in the comments over there, because I'd love to hear it, and I'm sure that Darla would love to hear it as well. So I know you have a program that you have coming up, right?
Yes. Well, I'm actually in the process of writing, doing an online program. It's my first one, and it's just like the limiting beliefs that we have now. 2 years ago, or even a year ago, I would not have believed that I could do it. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, and it's like, well, you know what? I'm pretty sure I can do it. So I'm working on an online program. It's my signature program is called the Saboteur Muse Project. And what it does, it takes that negative self-talk that we have, and we turn it so it stops. There's no negative self-talk anymore. And then we end up then with the Muse, going after what we want. So it's a project, but really basically it's the life skills. And that's the one I do with teenage girls as well boy, wouldn't it have been nice if I would have known how to stop the negative self-talk when I was, much younger. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm also in the process of writing the book, The Saboteur Muse Project.
I love it. And they can find out more about that on your website, darla-claire.com. And they can follow you on Twitter I love this. I can just throw these things up. They can follow you on Twitter at Committed Living and also on Facebook at Your Lifestyle Architect. So tell me a little bit, how did the word architect come into play on your brand? I love that.
Oh, well, this is a story from when I was a little girl. My father was a custom home builder, and I would sit on his lap while he was drawing plans. It not only helped me to visualize, but it also, he taught me a little bit about life. And so when I was sitting on his lap while he's making these plans, as an architect would, I wanted to skip through the foundation. Right? That was boring to me. I wanted to get right to the pretty house. And he made it really clear to me that the foundation was the most important part.
Right.
And so when I was coming up with what I wanted to call myself with my work, it was like architect. We need to have a strong foundation in our minds. Otherwise it's going to crumble. We're not going to be able to get to where we want to go. So, and I became all about lifestyle once I realized that I could have a lifestyle and create my own. So lifestyle architect, that's where it came from. My dad and,
So you're a student of yourself. You actually are your own student, which is pretty amazing, because how many people have you run into that talk the talk but don't?
I know, that's the problem. A lot of people don't actually walk the walk.
Right.
Walk their talk. So that's how I started it.
That's awesome. And Allison Sutter says, affirmations don't work unless or until you align your inner vibration. Inner vibration can be witnessed via your active emotional state. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm all about our emotions, and our emotions all come out via our energy vibes that we're putting out. And so one of the things that I had to do, I had to tap into a time in my life that I had I had fabulous wins and I was on fire. So I got into that memory. But what I did was then I went to how was I feeling? Because I know our emotions, we are like these little energy batteries or whatever, and we're emitting our emotions, and then we get that back. So whatever we're emitting, if we're emitting negative stuff or things we can't do, that's what we get back. That's what reflects back to us. So I practice every day, or mindful every day throughout the day, how my body is feeling, which is it's how my physical emotions are coming out. So, and it makes a big difference on what you attract and what you can do. Yeah.
So again, we ask our viewers, and whether it's now or later on, how do you want to design your life from this day on? Go ahead and put your comments in there. I want to thank you, Darla, for being on with us today. Again, letting people know how to get in touch with you. They go to darla-claire.com. They can follow you on Twitter. And of course, come and visit me at The Little White Lie. Check us out. We've got so many great things going on. You guys are awesome. You're commenting on the post, which I love, because it gives me a chance to learn more about you. And don't forget, when you do post, to use the hashtag Little White Lie, so that we can find you all across social media platforms. You guys are awesome. Darla, thank you again for being with us. And our viewers, we know that you have a choice as to where you spend your time. I want to thank you for spending time with Darla and I today. We are very appreciative, and we'll see you next week on the next episode of The Little White Lie. Goodbye, everyone.